All right, welcome back here to Lemoy Field, Game 2 of the Friday afternoon doubleheader. AIC won the first one in 8 innings, 5-3. As we are ready for game number 2, Griffin Castle on hand, as it is Jenny Raquelme on the mound here for the Eagles to start game 2, the senior right-hander from Fairfax, Virginia. Looking at Raquelme's numbers on the year, 17.1 innings of work, a 8.48 ERA, 1-4, making her 5th start of the year in her 6th game that she's appeared in. Abigail Wells lead things off here for AIC, and game 2 is underway with Raquelme missing outside. Wells was 1 for 3 in game 1 with an RBI, scored a run. Takes that one upstairs and in. Just like last game, she's playing center field here today for AIC. Let's set the field here for the Eagles. Same outfield with Rick Arduli in left field, Peruso in center, and Calabrese in right. The infield, DeAngelis at third. At shortstop, it is Dickinson once again. At second, Maida. And at first, Tomasello. So, except for the pitcher, the entire field is the same here for Eagles here in Game 2 as it was in Game 1. That one's fouled back behind the backstop. And Wells draws a walk here to begin Game 2. There's Destiny McGrath, who went 1 for 4 in Game 1. She played short last game, but she's going to be playing left here for the Yellow Jackets. In Game 2, squares down a nice bunt. Raquelme goes to first. Maida covers the bag. And digging for third as well. She will get there and she'll head home. Wells to the plate. Safe. So Wells trots all around the bag there on the sacrifice bunt. And just like that, it is 1-0 AIC. Eagles struck first in Game 1. And this time it is different here in Game 2. AIC breaks the seal open first. So here's Murphy, who was 0 for 3 in Game 1. She did have an RBI. One down here in the top of the first. And that one, I believe, hits Murphy in the head. And I think the Yellow Jackets love free bases. So here's Cody Gora. In Game 1, went to 1 for 4, scored a run. Playing third base once again here in Game 2. Raquelme winds and fires, and that is lifted out into left center field. It will be a ground rule double as it one hops over the fence. So AIC making a lot of noise here in this top of the first. They already have one across, and now runners at second and third with only one down here in the top of the first. So here's Samantha Sanchez, who was 2 for 3 in Game 1. She had a fantastic day for Game 1 at the plate, taking care of the catching duties here for AIC. That one is fouled back. In the dirt. Nice block there by Sakala. That was lifted into left field, tagging. And Rick Arduli fires a bullet to home, but I believe that is Murphy. Yes, Murphy tags and scores. And a RBI sac fly for Sanchez, and it's 2-0 AIC. 2 down here in the top of the first. So here's Brooklyn Cividanes, who had that 2-run blast to left field over the fence in Game 1 in the top of the 8th to put AIC up 5-3, and that eventually got them the win. Cividanes with her first home run of the year in Game 1. That one was also a bomb. It didn't just leave the yard. It completely left the yard a couple feet. Probably clear the fence by 10 feet. As Raquelme misses upstairs and outside. 2-1 here to Cividanes, who is playing first base here in Game 2 for AIC. Swing and a miss, strike 3. As AIC, they get 2 across in the top of the first as they strike first. Eagles working from behind here to start Game 2. Bottom of the first here at Lamoille Field. So glad you could tune in here on this Friday afternoon. Sun really peeking through as it's not all that cloudy here in Game 2. It was partly cloudy in Game 1. Let's set the field here for AIC. A couple of changes as we will set the outfield first. It is still Wells in center and Ramallo in right. In left field this game, it'll be McGrath. And then in the infield, Gora back at third, Morgan Beaumont, who didn't start in Game 1. She's going to be starting here at shortstop in Game 2 for AIC. And Jillian Ayala, who did not play in Game 1, will be starting here in Game 2 at second base. And then Brooklyn Cividanes, who had that 2-run blast in the extra innings in Game 1, she'll be playing first base here to start Game 2. Behind the dish is still Samantha Sanchez, and on the mound is Julia Krigsman, the sophomore from Shelton, Connecticut. She started last game, not on the mound. She played first base for AIC in Game 1 as she walks Rick Arduli to begin Game 2. Rick Arduli had 2 walks in Game 1, and she draws a walk here to begin things here in Game 2. So let's take a quick peek at Krigsman stats here, if my computer will just cooperate, as that one is hit out to left field. 2 runners on here to begin this bottom of the first for the Eagles. That's Caitlin DeAngelis with the single to left field. And that will bring up Juliana Sakala, who comes into the doubleheader, leading the Eagles in batting average. Sakala went 0 for 1 and had a walk in Game 1. She also had 2 sacked bunts in her first 2 at-bats. So just taking a look here at Krigsman and her numbers on the mound here this season. Just get it for you in just a moment. Bear with me here. So Krigsman with 29 innings of work this year, a 5.07 ERA, 41 hits she's allowed, 21 earned runs, making her 6th start of the year in her 8th game that she has appeared in. Riley Sullivan in Game 1, she was a Game 1 starter for AIC. She threw 125 pitches as Sakala smacks that foul. And that is a ball on the payoff pitch. So Sakala walks, and the Eagles have a lot brewing here in the bottom of the first. Bases loaded, no outs. And that will bring up Tomasello, who was 2 for 3 with an RBI in Game 1. She also drew a walk. The 1-0. Hit right to the left side. They go to second with it. Eagles get in a run as Rick Arduli scores, and both teams score here in the first inning as Tomasello with a RBI, as that is her 2nd RBI of the day. So here's Calabrese, who went 0 for 4 in Game 1. Didn't strike out once, however. She made all contact on all of her at-bats, and she gets in sack RBI right there. And it's 2-2. So Calabrese right there with her 2nd RBI of the season, and the Eagles respond here in the bottom of the first and put up 2 of their own. So Tomasello is on second with 2 down here in the bottom of the first. Again, 2-2 game. Give credit where credit is due. Eagles fall in a quick hole in the top of the first, give up 2 to AIC and get them right back here in the bottom of the first, 2-2. Krigsman deals and misses low and outside. That will be a ball. And Tomasello takes third and wasn't digging there and she got thrown out. So that will retire the side. A walk there from Regano, but Tomasello gets thrown out at third, and that will do it for the first inning. 2-2 here at Lemoy. Top of the second here at Lemoy. Both teams get two across in the first inning, and it is 2-2 here as we are ready for the top of the second. 6, 7, 8 due up here for AIC. No, pardon me. So it is 7, 8, 9 due up here for AIC. Krigsman will lead things off, trying to help out herself here, help out her own cause as Raquelme gets a strike right down the middle. The 0-1. Ground ball to the left side foul. So Raquelme able to get ahead on the count here. Pitcher on pitcher here. And Krigsman trying to do a job for herself. And the 0-2, swing and a miss, 3 pitches. And Krigsman is retired, 1 down here in the top of the second. So here's Morgan Beaumont, a freshman. And didn't start in game 1, but getting a start here in game 2, playing shortstop for the Yellow Jackets as she fouls that one away. The 0-1 from Raquelme is rolled over and fouled. So a nice start here for Raquelme in the top of the second. 5 pitches, 5 strikes as she is ahead on the count here once again. Jillian Ayala on deck. That one will squeak through, and it's a ground ball single on 2 strikes. Nice piece of hitting there by the freshman. So here's Jillian Ayala, a sophomore from East Haven, Connecticut. Not too far away here from Waterbury. Hits that out to left field. Rick Arduli is under it to make the catch for out number 2 here in the top of the second. So here's the top of the order. Wells, who walked in her first at-bat. So Lauren Ramallo, who is playing right field, she will not hit here for the Yellow Jackets. Wells fouls that back to the backstop. Wells from Windsor, Massachusetts. rolls over on that one. And the play is made. Tomasello just got there in time. And Wells is shaken up after the out was called. Still on her feet. So we will head to the bottom of the seconds. Tie game 2-2. All right, bottom of the second here in game 2. Again, if you're just tuning in and missed game 1, the Eagles lost in extras 5-3. Brooklyn Cividanes hit a 2-run blast to left center field in the top of the 8th to give AIC the lead, and eventually got them the win. So 7-8-9 due up here for the Eagles. In the bottom of the second, Maida slices that foul down the first base line. Maida went 1 for 4 in game 1. Maida, a senior from Staten Island, New York, played her high school softball at Notre Dame Academy and fouls that back. Last season as a junior, she played in 33 games, started in 23, recorded 11 hits and 8 runs with 53 at-bats, had 6 RBIs, and hit .208 last year. Fouls that one. Two strikes on Maida. Timeout called by Maida in the box. Krigsman deals the check swing. Did she go? No, she did not. Maida spoils it and stays alive here in the count. One, two. Hold over. And Maida able to beat it out. The scoop not able to be made there by Cividanes. So I believe they are going to rule that as a hit. But either way, it's Brooke Dickinson up. Squares, lays it down. And a sack bunt advances Maida to second. So here's the center fielder, Peruso. And that sun has really gone behind the clouds now, as Peruso in game 1 went 0 for 3. Scored 2 runs. As she fouls that one back. Peruso, a senior from Hillsborough, New Jersey. Hits that down the right field line, just foul. junior last year. She played in 31 games, started in 19 of them. Recorded a 182 batting average with 8 hits, 8 runs, 44 at-bats, had 1 RBI. A 5'1" senior. Krigsman deals. And Sanchez able to get on it to keep Maeda at second. That one misses. Looks like a bit outside. And it is a full count to the center fielder. The payoff. Sliced into right field. Maeda will tag. The catch is made by Romalo, and Maeda will stay put there at second. So here's the top of the order. Ricarduli, who walked in her first at-bat. That was her 3rd walk of the day. And there's 2 down here in the bottom of the second. First pitch misses outside. Ricarduli, a graduate student from Yorktown, New York. Started in 44 of the 46 games she appeared in last year. Hit .228, recorded 26 hits, 16 runs with 114 at-bats. Takes that one upstairs. 3-1 count here to the left fielder. She started in all 18 games here thus far for the Eagles. As that one misses outside and low. That is Ricarduli's 4th walk of the day. Her on-base percentage certainly improving. And that will bring up DeAngelis, who singled to left field in her first at-bat. Nice block there by Sanchez, keeping the runners at bay. DeAngelis, a senior from Staten Island, New York. Played her high school softball at St. Joseph by the Sea. Hits that right back to Krigsman. She goes to first to retire the side. 2-2 as we head to the 3rd inning here at Lemoy Field. Top of the 3rd here at Lemoy Field. So glad you're with us here on this Friday afternoon doubleheader. The sun has disappeared. Don't know where it went. The clouds are in front of it, and it is a little colder here at Lemoy Field on this Friday afternoon in the end of March. McGrath smokes that into left field, and it will hit off of the fence. Extra bases for McGrath. She pulls into second, standing up, and it is a leadoff double for AIC to begin this top of the 3rd. So here's Murphy, who got hit by a pitch in her last at-bat. Raquelme deals. It's right back to Raquelme. McGrath will advance to third, and Murphy is put out at first. One down here in the top of the third. Nice pitch by Raquelme, right down Broadway for strike one on Gora, who had a ground rule double in her first at-bat. Absolutely lit that ball up. Takes that one on the inside corner, called strike. And Raquelme able to get ahead here on Gora. And Gora is 2 for 5 on the day, as she went 1 for 4 in game 1. 1 for 1 here in game 2. Raquelme at 33 pitches now, delivers the 0-2. Off-speed pitch misses upstairs and outside. Good idea there by Raquelme on the 0-2. The 1-2. Inside and low. Another good spot there by Raquelme, but now it's time to go after the batter in a 2-2 count. With one out, McGrath is on third. She is a go-ahead run. 2-2. Hit out to left. Does Rick Garduli have room? Yes, she does. Makes the grab, tagging as McGrath, and she will score. A sacrifice fly for Gora, and it is 3-2 AIC. Here's the catcher, Sam Sanchez, who has an RBI here in this one. A RBI sac fly in the first inning. Hits this out to Peruso. She's under it to make the grab to retire the side. AIC, they get one across here in the top of the third and take a 3-2 lead as we head to the bottom of the third. So 3-4-5 due up here for the Eagles in the bottom of the third. Sakala will lead things off, who walked in her first at-bat. Takes this first pitch a little upstairs and a little outside for ball one. Sakala, a senior. Last year as a junior. Started in 32 games, appeared in 39. Hit .232 last year with 18 RBIs. That one's upstairs. Sakala has had a Nice on base percentage here in this doubleheader. Takes that one right down the middle. Slices that foul. And Ramallo runs out of room. Count full. Krigsman up to 40 pitches now. 0 strikeouts, 4 walks, 2 earned runs, 2 hits. The payoff pitch to the catcher is rolled over and fouled down the third base line. Three-two. Misses just upstairs, to the dismay of the AIC outfielders. And that will bring up Tomasello, who has an RBI here in this one. She reached first on that fielder's choice as she drove in the run. She has 2 RBIs here in the doubleheader. Takes that one low and in. Tomasello, a senior from Hazlet, New Jersey. Appeared in 50 games last year as a junior, started in all 50, hit .331 last year. Hitting .171 this year coming into the doubleheader. She takes that one for a strike. She had 45 RBIs last year with 5 home runs. Really broke out last year. She only started in 4 games in her sophomore year, and then obviously 50 in her junior year. She smokes this one into center field, and she has a single right there. She advances Sakala to third. So runners at the corners here for the Eagles with no outs here in the bottom of the third. Nice piece of hitting there by Tomasello. The exit velo on that must have been immense, as that one was just ripped into center field. And that will bring up Calabrese, who has the other RBI here in this one. And it was a sacrifice. 0 for 1 here in the game. First pitch to Calabrese is low for ball 1. Two 0. 3-0. And Krigsman in a jam here in the bottom of the third. 3 hits for AIC, 3 hits for Post. And runners at the corners here with no outs. And that one paints the inside corner for strike 1. Bases loaded. No outs in the bottom of the third as Calabrese walks. And that will bring up Regano, who walked in her first at-bat. Huge opportunity here for the Eagles as Regano takes the first pitch for a strike. The 0-1. Paints the outside corner. And Krigsman able to get ahead here. 0-2 on the designated player. Regano winds and fires, misses upstairs. Ball 1. 1-2. Hit right back to the pitcher. Krigsman goes to home, and they get the lead runner there and keep the lead. Bases still loaded now, 1 out. There's Maida. Got an infield single in her first at-bat. Takes the first pitch for a ball. Maida with coming into the doubleheader, 2 RBIs on the year. The 1-1 misses outside, and to the displeasure of the AIC dugout, they thought that was a good pitch. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out, bases loaded for the Eagles here in the bottom of the third. The off-speed pitch misses low, and now it's 3-1. Tomasello, the tying run at third. Calabrese, the go-ahead run at second. Both of those in scoring position. The 3-1. Oh, just foul. Down that right field line. That would have been a couple of runs batted in there for Maida. Wells and Romalo have a fun conversation. Wells asked Romalo, was that foul? And Romalo said yes, just barely. And Maida pokes it into right field. Tomasello scores, and it is 3-3 here in game 2. Julia Maida with her first RBI of the day and her 3rd on the year. So here's Dickinson. We had a sac bunt in her first at-bat. Takes that one right down Broadway for strike 1. 1 out. 3-3 game. Bases still loaded for the Eagles. Trying to add to their total here in the 3rd inning as Dickinson lifts that foul. Caroms off of a shed there. And will roll all the way back into the parking lot. As that one misses low, it is 1-2. To the shortstop, Peruso on deck. She flew out to right in her first at-bat. The 1-2 misses outside. Four hits for the Eagles, 3 for the Yellow Jackets. As that one is a high chopper to first. They step on it, but that is an RBI for Dickinson. And it's 4-3 Eagles as they take their first lead here in game 2. Their losing streak stands at 5, trying to snap that as Peruso takes the first pitch upstairs for ball 1. That one is right down the hatch. 1-1 count to the center fielder, 2 outs. Runners at second and third with a 4-3 Eagles advantage. Hoping to split the doubleheader here. As that one is poked into right center field, will it drop? Yes, it will. 1 run in, 2 runs in, and a 2 outs double for Peruso drives in 2, and the Eagles lead 6-3. Top of the order here for the Eagles. Rick Arduli who's walked twice, steps in. Eagles 6, Yellow Jackets 3. 5 hits now for the Eagles, 3 for the Yellow Jackets. The bullpen for AIC getting loose here. 6 earned runs for Krigsman. Pitch count at 76 now. Allowed 5 hits, 0 strikeouts, 6 walks. Not a great start here for Krigsman. Beaumont fields and throws, and that will retire the side. The Eagles with a monster third inning. They get 4 across and take a 6-3 lead as we head to the 4th. Top of the 4th here at Lemoy Field. Eagles with a monster third inning as they get 4 across and take a 6-3 lead. As we are ready for the start of the top of the 4th here at Lemoy Field. Griffin Cast on hand. So glad you're with us here on the CACC Network, presented as always here at Post University by the Nest Network. Cividanes will lead things off here. 6, 7, 8 due up here for AIC as they need a big response here. Raquelme with 40 pitches, 2 strikeouts, 1 walk, 2 earned runs, 3 hits allowed. And it is 6-3 Post trying to snap their 5-game losing streak. Cividane squares, but it hit off of her, so it'll be a foul ball. And Cividanes will head back to the batter's box. The 0-1, off speed, paints that outside corner. And Raquelme able to get ahead here. The 0-2, this is low. One, two. Just misses outside. The 2-2. All speed. Called strike 3 on the inside corner. The umpire has a little bit of a peculiar strikeout call. Thought it was a ball there, but Cividanes is Cade looking, and there's 1 down here in the top of the 4th. Now we'll bring up Krigsman, who pokes that. Made of fields and throws, and there's 2 down here in the top of the 4th. Now I'll bring up Beaumont. The freshman digs in here with 2 down here in the top of the 4th. 5 hits for Post, 3 for AIC. And Raquelme deals the first pitch to the freshman and gets that right down the middle for strike 1. where Kelme winds and fires and misses upstairs. One. Low. Two balls, one strike, two outs. Top of the fourth, 6-3 lead for your Eagles, trying to snap their 5-game losing streak. Where Kelme paints the inside corner. 2, 2, and 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. No runners on for AIC. Off speed, misses upstairs and outside. And that bullpen is getting loose for AIC. It is Caitlin Boone who relieved Riley Sullivan in Game 1. She's getting loose to most likely relieve Krigsman here in Game 2, as that one is popped up in the infield, made a can of corn. And a 1-2-3 for the Eagles in that top of the fourth. We head to the bottom of the fourth. Eagles 6, Yellow Jackets 3. All right, bottom of the fourth here at Lemoy Field. It's a 6-3 lead for the Eagles, as it is 2-3-4 due up for Poe's Caitlin DeAngelis, who is 1 for 2 on the day. The 0-1. So Caitlin Boone is now in relief. She relieves Sullivan in Game 1, as Krigsman, not a great start. Not a great start for Boone here in relief, as DeAngelis singles to left field. As Krigsman walked 6, allowed 5 hits, 6 earned runs in 3 innings of work, 76 pitches. And here's Sakala. She will dig in. First pitch right down the middle. Strike 1. 1-1. Rolled over. Nice play by Goro. She stays with it. The scoop, no. Sakala reaches first off of the error. And there's runners at second and first, no outs here in the bottom of the fourth. And that'll bring out Tomasello, who has an RBI here today. 1 for 2 on the game. She's 3 for 5 here in the doubleheader. Boone delivers and misses low and inside. Tomasello rips that into left center field. Track wall. See ya! A 3-run bomb from Tomasello opens up the doors here in game 2. It's 9-3 Eagles. Tomasello with her first home run of the year. Tomasello now with 5 RBIs on the day, as Calabrese steps in. It felt like Tomasello was going to go yard here at some point during this doubleheader. She's making great contact throughout the day, and she got all of that one, barreled it up, and sent it out of the yard in left center field. So AIC with a lot of work to get done here. Still no outs here in the bottom of the fourth, as Calabrese takes that one high and outside. 1-2 count. Calabrese has an RBI here in this one. A walk, and she smokes that right to Benmont, and she makes a grab for out number 1 here in the bottom of the fourth. Organo digs in. 0 for 1 on the game with a walk. So again, Eagles have come into this doubleheader as that one squeaks right past Ayala, and it is Organo on first. So like I was about to say, the Eagles coming into the doubleheader only hitting 185 on the year. What a day with the bats here, especially in game 2. 8 hits and 9 runs in game 2. In game 1, they had 7 hits. Have already eclipsed that mark. Oh no, the transfer, unsuccessful. And Maida reaches first, Regano at second. This bottom of the fourth continuing to be auspicious for the Eagles, and we'll have a mound visit here for AIC. Runners at second and first, 1 out, 9-3 Eagles here in the bottom of the fourth. Morgano on second, Maida on first. So here's Brooke Dickinson. 0 for 1 on the game with an RBI. And she rips that to the left side. Gora steps on third, goes to first. Double play. That will retire the side. Lily Tomasello with a 3-run home run here in the bottom of the fourth, and the Eagles take a 9-3 lead as we head to the fifth. Top of the fifth here at Lemoy Field. It is a 9-3 lead for the Eagles as they get 2 across in the first, 4 across in the third, and then Lily Tomasello with a 3-run bomb in the fourth, and the Eagles get 3 scored in the fourth. So it's 9 and then top here for AIC in this top of the fifth. Ayala, 0 for 1. Flew out to left field in her first at-bat. Raquelme has been outstanding here in this start. 52 pitches, 3 strikeouts, 1 walk, 2 earned runs. And she's only allowed 3 hits. One and one. Raquelme deals, and a swing and a miss. AIC started game 2 up 2-0 after the top of the first, as that one is poked in the infield. And Dickinson barely had to move for the can of corn. 1 down here in the top of the fifth. So here's Wells, 0 for 1 here in game 2 with a walk. The 1-0. Hit up in the infield. DeAngelis there in foul ground and makes the grab. 2 down here in the top of the fifth. And McGrath will step in, 1 for 1 on the day. On the game, I should say. Looking at Raquelme last year as a junior, as this one is skied out to left field. And a 1-2-3 for the Eagles. We'll get some information on Raquelme when she comes back onto the mound in the 6th. We head to the bottom of the 5th. Eagles 9, Yellow Jackets 3. Bottom of the 5th here at Lemoy Field. Peruso to lead things off. She has 2 RBIs here in this one. 1 hit, 1 for 2. Eight hits for the Eagles, 3 for the Yellow Jackets. 2 errors for AIC, 1 for Post. Again, if you're just tuning in and you missed game 1, AIC won in extras 5-3. But it has been all Eagles here in game 2. They are 0-3 at home on the year, 2-15 overall. And with the game 1 loss on a 5-game losing streak, so well on their way to snapping that and getting back in the win column here. As the 3-0 is right down the middle for strike 1. (3-1) skied into center. Peruso hits it where she plays, and the grab is made by Wells. 1 down here in the bottom of the 5th. So here's Rick Arduli. 2 walks here in game 2, 0 for 1. And the first pitch from Boone is an off-speed pitch that finds the strike zone. The 0-1 hit right back up the middle. As Rick Arduli with her first hit here in game 2. So DeAngelis 2 for 3 here in game 2. Swings at the first pitch and fouls it back behind the backstop. DeAngelis rolls over and fouls that one. So Boone able to get ahead on the count here, 0-2. The 0-2. DeAngelis flies that. Is there enough room? No, there's not, as it goes into the Eagles' bullpen. The 0-2. Line right back up the middle. As Rick Arduli slides into second. And DeAngelis into first. 1 out. Runners at second and first. Rick Arduli at second. DeAngelis at first. And that will bring up Sakala and possibly a pitching change here for AIC. But no, it looks like Wells is a little shaken up after the play, so Shalise Tolentino in her 6th year, I believe that is her, heading out there to center to check out on her center fielder, who is limping after the play. Wells appears as if she is okay. She says, "I'll live." So Sakala will dig in here with Ricardulli at second and DeAngelis at first. First pitch in the dirt. And low for ball one. And 10 hits now for the Eagles here in this one. And Sakala check swings at that one. Skied into shallow rights. Might be trouble. But coming in and making the grab is Cividanes out at right. So here's Tomasello, who hit a 3-run dinger in her last at-bat. Back in the 4th inning. Last inning. There's 2 out there for her right now. She takes that one outside. 4 RBIs here in Game 2 for Tomasello. She had 1 RBI in Game 1, so 5 on the day for the senior from Hazlet, New Jersey. Two out. Got under it a little bit and charging in out and left and making the grab is McGrath to retire the side. We head to the 6th, Eagles 9, Yellow Jackets 3. So the Eagles are in the field right now, but the most hits that they have had in a game this year came on March 11th against Felician. That one was in Florida. They won 8-7 and had 11 hits in that one. Here in this one, they have 10 hits. So 2 more and they would have the most hits that they've had in a game this season. And they're up 9-3 here against AIC. The 3-hitter Murphy will lead things off. She's 0 for 1 here in Game 2. Got hit by a pitch in her first at-bat. Merkelme deals the first pitch, and it's swung on and lined into center for a leadoff single here for the Yellow Jackets in the top of the 6th. Merkelme has been outstanding here in this start. 60 pitches, 3 strikeouts, 1 walk. 4 hits now allowed and 2 earned runs. So here's Gora. Swings and at the first pitch and 2 pitches, 2 singles here for AIC in the top of the 6th. As Gora is now 2 for 2 here in Game 2. And that will bring up Sanchez, who's 0 for 1 with an RBI. RBI sac fly in her first at-bat. 5 hits now for AIC here in Game 2. Sanchez will dig in. Raquelme has thrown 2 pitches here in the 6th, now 3, and that one is hit out to Ricardulli. Runners thought about tagging. That was Murphy at second, but she is obviously not going to take third. And there's 1 down here in the top of the 6th. Cividanes will step in and had that 2-run blast in the top of the 8th in Game 1 to essentially win the game for AIC as they ended up winning 5-3 in game 1. Ooh, that one's going to hurt. Sivane's fouled that off right off of her lower leg, and she's able to pop right back up. Anyone who's played baseball or softball knows that is a horrible feeling. The 0-1. And took a bad hop. Goes into the outfield. Rounding third is Murphy. She will score, and it is 9-4 Eagles. And Eagles trying to snap their 5-game losing streak and get their first win at home this season. They are 0-3 at home. Again, 2-15 on the year with that game 1 loss. And assuming that they can hold on to this victory here in game 2 would be huge for them heading into their biggest and most important stretch of the season. Their next 16 games are all against CACC opponents, as that will span from March 27th to April 13th. Really the meat of the season and the most important few weeks of the year. 2 to 3 weeks. This is really going to make or break their season, as these 16 CACC games. Again, 2-15 overall, likely going to improve to 3-15, but that doesn't really matter a whole lot when it comes to your in-conference record. That one hit just foul down the left field line. Off speed, misses upstairs. Again, game 2 started sunny, but the sun has vanished, and it is cloudy and chilly here at Lemoy Field, as that one is golfed into left center field. Trailing back is Peruso to make the grab, as they appeal the tag, and it's successful. They say that Gora left early on the tag, and it is a double play for the Eagles to end the top of the 6th. We head to the bottom of the 6th. Eagles looking for a few more insurance runs before they try and put this one to bed and snap their 5-game losing streak. Bottom of the 6th here at Lemoy Field. 9-4 lead for the Eagles here in game 2. If you're just tuning in, Eagles lost game 1 5-3 in extras. That one was in 8 innings, and Griffin Castle on hand. So glad you could be with us here on the CACC network on this Friday afternoon. Well, now it's the evening time, and it surely feels like it. The sun is not apparent, and it is chilly and windy. Not a great day for softball by any stretch, but you can't be expecting too much on March 22nd. As Calabrese leading things off here for the Eagles. 5, 6, 7 here in the bottom of the 6th. Raquelme, presumably, even though the Eagles bullpen is active, will be going in for the top of the 7th for the complete game. As that one is poked into right field, a leadoff single for Calabrese here in the bottom of the 6th. There's Regana. 1 for 2 here in game 2 with a walk. That one hit to the right side of the infield, picked up and thrown to first in time there by Ayala. 1 down here in the bottom of the 6th as Calabrese advances second. And that will bring up Julia Maida, the senior from Staten Island, New York. Swings at the first pitch, hits it into foul territory, and it carooms right back into the Eagles' dugout. As Krigsman couldn't get there. And Krigsman started game 2 here. Not a great start by any stretch. Krigsman allowed 6 earned runs in 3 innings of work. That one is laid down. Someone needs to cover the bag, and Ayala is late to get there. It is an infield single for Maida, and there's runners at the corners here with only 1 out in the bottom of the 6th. I'll bring up Dickinson here, who is 0 for 2 here in game 2 with a RBI. Takes the first one upstairs and in. That one's in the dirt. Maida will steal, and the throw cut off there by Ayala. Runners at second and third. Calabrese is at third. Maida's at second. And Dickinson at the plate. The 1-0. Inside. Ball 2. Peruso's on deck. Excuse me, that was a 3-0, and it's in the dirt, and the bases are loaded. And that will bring up the center fielder, Peruso, who's got 2 RBIs here in game 2. First pitch to Peruso is right down the hatch for strike 1. That one misses. Upstairs and in. A ball. Three balls, one strike, one out. Bases loaded. And Boone deals. Call a strike on the inside corner. 42 pitches now for Boone in relief here in game 2. She relieved Sullivan in game 1. 0 strikeouts, 1 walk, 3 earned runs, 7 hits allowed. Make it nearly 8 hits there, just inches away from being extra bases there for Peruso. Payoff. Sliced. Foul. Just chips the front of a vehicle. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Bases loaded. In the bottom of the 6th as Peruso is adding to her RBI total. 1 run in. 2 runs in, 4 RBIs for Peruso here in game 2. And the Eagles go up 11-4. Yeah, so I could be wrong here, but I believe the mercy rule after 6 is 8. The Eagles are up by 7. Boone deals. Rick Arduli in the top of the order here. She's 1 for 2 here in game 2 with 2 walks. The 1-0. Pokes that into left center field. Dickinson is in. Peruso held up at third. And it's 12-4 Eagles. And that will do it. Mercy rule. Eagles win it 12-4, 8 after 6. As they split the doubleheader here on this Friday afternoon as the Eagles improve to 3-15 on the year. And AIC drops to 6-6. Eagles, they snap their 5-game losing streak, get their first win at home. 1-3 now here at Lemoy Field. Again, as they split the doubleheader here with AIC. The next 16 games up for the Eagles, all against CACC opponents. A huge stretch of the season for the Eagles as they will have a doubleheader at Felician University on Wednesday. First game is at 2:30. And for AIC, as they drop to 6-6 here in the second game of the doubleheader. Their next matchup is a doubleheader at Southern New Hampshire on Monday. We'll have the post-game interview coming up. Eagles win game 2, 12-4 for our entire fantastic athletic communication staff here at Post University, who always does fantastic work. I am Griffin Cass signing off from Lemoy Field.